Hi everybody, it's Jamie Jarka from Little Monsters Art. I host creative parties and fundraisers for adults and kids, and I'm also selling art kits if you live in my area. I also want to say hello to all of my students at Nellie Bennett School. I miss them so much, and a lot of them are following along to the lessons as well. We are going to be painting a picture of a cupcake today, okay? It's gonna look similar to this. Okay, you can make 2, you can make 3, however you want to do it, but I'm going to show you how to make one similar to this one. Okay, what you're going to need if you did not purchase the kit is you're going to need a paintbrush. You're going to need some colors like pink. I have pink, purple, a little bit of red, beige for the base, or you can mix like a little bit of white with yellow, purple, a little bit of green, a little bit of turquoise, whatever colors you think you might want to use. You don't have to make it exactly like mine, but those are the colors that came with the kit, okay? If you purchase the kit, you also have a paintbrush and a 16 by 20 canvas. So thank you so much for that. I didn't think that 8 weeks later we'd still be doing this, but anyway, we're gonna make the best of it, and we are going to start with drawing today. So you're also gonna need a pencil and some water to wash your brushes. If you are using paint, you can use other materials too, but I'm gonna obviously use paint today, okay? Cover your work area and gather your things, and I will see you in a minute to get started with the drawing part. And it's very short drawing portion today, okay? Okay, so now we're ready for our drawing part of our cupcake. And remember, I think I mentioned that I'm working on a piece of paper because I'm going through so many canvases. So you might see like this little line here. Okay, you could do 1 cupcake, you could do 2 cupcakes, you could do a large cupcake, a small cupcake. It's completely up to you, okay? I'm going to make mine in the middle. There's a couple different ways to do the icing, but I'm gonna show you a pretty easy way. Okay, so I'm gonna start by making 2 lines that kind of curve, or not curve, but kind of go a little bit more diagonal than straight up and down, okay? And you can hold your canvas vertical or horizontal, it doesn't make a difference. I'm just doing mine vertical for now, okay? So I'm gonna draw 1 line in and then go to the opposite side. Now my cupcake is pretty big. You can make yours just as big, okay? And now I'm going to put a line on the bottom, okay? And it's kind of a little bit curvy, it's not real straight. And now I'm going to do the little line. It's gonna kind of look like a little M, like little M's, or you can make it look like an upside down V. But I'm gonna do like a little M, okay? I'm just gonna go from one side to the other, making the little top portion of like where the cupcake, the paper would be, okay? Now I'm gonna do 1 layer down here. I normally like start up here and then come down, but what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start by making like a little C here and then like a backwards C on this side. Okay, and you can pause the video at any time. I know it's a little hard to see, but this is just like a little C and a backwards C. And you should be drawing lightly if you're working on a canvas to make sure that you're, if you make any mistakes, you can erase it easily. And now I'm gonna kind of attach this, but I'm not gonna make a straight line. I'm gonna make it a little curvy. Okay, I want my icing to look like it's pretty big, okay? I'm going to do another section similar to that. I'm gonna go from one side to the other. Okay, so now I've got 2 sections. I'm gonna do another section. So now I've got 3. And then I'm gonna top it off with my last section, but I'm gonna make it kind of pointy. This looks like a little Hershey kiss up there, okay? Now you can put anything on your cupcake if you want. You can have cherries. If you wanted to do a little cherry, you can use like a circle with like the stem part that looks kind of like a candy cane. You can also put the lines in the base of your cupcake. So I start in the center and I go down, and then I just kind of go down on the left and I go towards the middle a little bit to make it look a little 3D, and then down towards the right on the opposite side. Okay, now these lines might get painted over later. You might not even really see them, but at least you'll just have an idea of what direction you're gonna go. Okay, now you could do a little plate underneath here. That's completely up to you. I'm just going to make a line for the background, or in the background, that shows where the wall is and where the table is that the cupcake is sitting on. Okay, so all I did was a simple line. I didn't make it wavy or anything. Okay, so now we're gonna be ready to paint. We're gonna start with our base, and then we're gonna do our background, and I'm gonna show you how to get started with that in a sec. All right, our background is done, our table is done. Now it's time to do, I'm gonna do the base of our cupcake. I'm gonna make sure my brush is really clean. Make sure you have a paper towel with you. Sorry about this lighting, it's a little awkward today. Okay, I'm just gonna mix a tiny bit of like orange and white together. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of orange on my brush, and I'm just gonna put it right on my cupcake. And I'm just doing like little lines up and down. Okay, and then I'm gonna clean it off really good, and I'm going to dip into a little bit of white, and I'm gonna kind of mix the two colors together. Okay, you can mix it on a palette, like on a paper plate, or you can mix it right on your canvas. Okay, so I'm gonna dip into that orange again because I need a little bit more. Okay, and I'm just going straight up and down like the same lines that are in the base of the cupcake. Now you don't have to do orange or yellow or whatever. You could do whatever color you want, but I am adding white to mine. Okay, make sure you dry it off on your paper towel, and you could still see your lines a little bit, and that's totally fine. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry for a couple minutes because I might add some orange back on there later. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna think about what color icing I want. And you could do a multi-color icing. You can do, you know, different layers, like rainbow layers, however you want to do it. You can make this look like it's like the color of the cupcake, and then these are like, you know, that's the icing. It's completely up to you. I'm going to do a little bit of purple, and I'm probably going to mix this with a little bit of white too. I think I'm just going to do purple icing and then add like a sprinkles and stuff. So I'm going to start by making sure my brush is clean, dipping into a little bit of purple, and then doing this first layer. Okay, and I'm gonna try my best to go around all these the little top portion over there. Okay, so I'm going to clean my brush off a little, and because I want mine a little lighter, I am going to add a dab of water, not too much, to lighten it just a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna dip into a little bit more. It's gonna be dark again. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm gonna dip my brush into my water and kind of smooth it out because I don't want it like super, super dark purple. So the water is helping to make it look a little bit lighter or transparent almost. Okay, you just do your best to stay in the lines up here with the tip of your paintbrush. If you go out of the lines, no big deal. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the rest of my layers, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of the red that I have and do my cherry, and the tiny bit of brown that I have and do my little stem. You can also do it in black too. I gave black for the palette if you purchase the kit. And then we'll wait for this to dry, and then we'll add on all of our fun things. We're gonna decorate our backgrounds a little bit. And I will see you in a couple of minutes. Okay, have fun. All right, our cherry's done, our icing is done. The base of the cupcake is done, and now it's time to add some cool decorations. All the yummy stuff to the top. Even if you don't like yummy stuff on yours, it'll make it look, you know, a little bit more fun if you add like little sprinkles. You could just take the tip of your paintbrush and just dab it on, or you can make like little lines in all different colors or the colors that you like, or you can make, you know, your icing. You could put a little bit of a different color icing in here if you'd like. You can also add, if you want, as long as this is dry, you can add like a Hershey Kiss, you can add M&Ms. I know maybe there's not too many cupcakes that have Hershey Kisses on them, but you know, I just thought hey, wouldn't that be cool? So you could put little hearts, anything that you want. Just make sure that this is pretty dry. If it's not dry, then give it like a minute or two, go get a snack, and then come back to it, okay? While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm just gonna show you that I'm going to actually take a little bit of that orange again and just kind of put it through, just little lines of orange, not the entire thing, just a little bit on the tip of my brush where those lines are that we did with our pencil, okay? And the reason why I'm doing that is because it makes it look a little bit more like 3D-ish. You could also use a little bit of yellow if you wanted, but I chose to use orange, okay? So I'm going to decorate this. I'm also going to add some fun things to my background, and you can, you know, whatever you want to add. If you want to make it look like there's some like cool wallpaper back there with lines, if you want to do swirls, if you want to make hearts back there, if you want to make little dabs of polka dots to make it look fun. Maybe you want to make the little like flag thing that looks like you're having a birthday party. You can do something like that. It looks like a V. Do you know what I'm saying? Those little, why am I having a hard time? I'll make them. I'll make them on mine. I'm just going to use 2 lines, and then I'll make a little V's that kind of look like it's like a funky, fun like scene here. Okay. All right. So let me do that, and I will be back in a few minutes. So we're decorating here. We're decorating our background. Don't worry about the bottom just yet. Hey, I just wanted to pause the video real quick to show you what I meant by the V, okay? So all I did was take my paintbrush and I went not to the center, I went off to the left a little bit. I made a line with white with the tip of my brush, and then I did the same thing. I swooped down to the other side, okay? If you notice that it was a little bit too light, you can always go back over it with the white. But what I'm gonna do while I decorate my background and my top portion of my cake, because this is pretty much, or my cupcake, this is pretty much dry. What I'm gonna do is I'm also going to color these in, and you could do a pattern. You could do like pink, blue, pink, blue. It could be whatever you want, or you can do whatever colors you have in your palette, okay? So right now, I just wanted to show you, I wanted to stop that and just let you know how I made this real quick if you wanted to. So it's the swoop, and then it just looks like teeth or like a V, okay? And I did a couple on this side, I did 4 on this side and 3 on this side, okay? Background is done. It looks super fun and funky, and it looks like there's a party going on. I love it. You might want to take a little tiny bit of white if you didn't leave like a little spot for the cherry for like the little, so it looks like it's kind of shining. You might want to put a couple little white dots on your cake. Totally up to you, okay? Now because I have so much going on in the background, I don't know if I feel like putting anything down here. You can if you want to. I'm gonna leave mine like this, but I am gonna show you with a tiny bit of brown that you have. You can add a little bit of a shadow at the base of the cupcake. It needs to be kind of touching the cupcake and going off this way. And if you do it and you don't like it, you could pretty much, I'm assuming that you'll be able to fix it, but just a very, very, very super, super light, like almost like watered down. Okay, and you're just gonna make a little line right below your cupcake. All right, you don't wanna go out to here because your cupcake is not that big, but you can go out just a little bit just to give it a little shadow if you'd like, okay? Now, if you do it and you don't like it, you could kind of blend it into the background if you used a lot of water, but that's why I took a tiny, tiny dab of brown, tiny bit, put it in the water, and just kind of went out and used almost like yucky water as my shadow instead of like a paint. Because if you use like the brown color, it's gonna look really awkward, okay? And you don't go past the edge. Actually, I went a little bit too far right here, so let's see if I can kind of brush that out a little bit. Hey, Bryn. All right, and it's just a tiny little shadow. I'm gonna sign my artwork, and we are all done, okay? I hope that you had a good time with your cupcake. I'm sorry, my light is like crazy. I hope that you had a good time with your cupcake or painting your cupcake. I I hope that you join me again next week and have a wonderful day. Say hi, Brittany. All right, have a good one. Thank you.